forehand is. Liang to serve first.
Love 1.
So beautiful,
Pistej,
that beautiful rangy topspin. You can see the ball dipping a little bit, so they are getting some topspin. Tony, I've really liked this particular Chinese player since the moment I saw him.
1-2.
He was battering a few players in the last chance qualifier. But Lubo, seasoned professional at the ping pong game. And who do you take?
Well, Xue, 3-1.
I've got to go for Lubo. Obviously, Xue's a really dangerous player, and you know I can't say he hasn't got a chance in this. And he's made a great start. But Pistej, as you say, has been here 6 years. He always does well. He's a top-class player in table tennis as well as sandpaper. I don't really see why he should be, suffering a loss here.
Great, and you see Lubo gets on the attack there. Beautiful forehand, hits the top of Xue's bat, goes off into the crowd. Point to Lubo. Oh, and we're seeing some brilliant forehand attacking rallies. Both players happy to go away from the table. Both players happy to play with long follow through. When you're away from the table, you can afford to do a longer follow through because you've got the time to recover for the next shot.
5-3.
Nice backhand, nice forehand from Lubomir. Good return there from Xue. But in the end, when Lubo put it down the other side, point to the Slovakian.
6-3.
But for all that, Xue has a lead of 6-3. One more serve before they change. It's 2 serves each. That's a great fast serve, Tony.
3-7.
Yeah, terrific speed on that serve, and he managed to get it wide of the angle and moving across into Pistej's backhand. And unfortunately for Lubo, he decided to run round on that one as well, which certainly wasn't the right moment.
Yep. It's possible that Xue saw him go to move around and decided to play it wider into the backhand, maybe take a little bit of pace off and get extra width.
Xue, 8-4.
So Xue just getting used to the bounce. Might be slightly different in this form of the game than table tennis. But he's certainly come out fast, easily warmed up. And both of these players... Oh, Gavin Rumgay. Hi, Gavin. Gavin went out very, very narrowly yesterday in the last 32. Back to support today.
8-5.
Unlucky Gavin. Gavin lost to Dmitry Popov of Russia, who goes through, and we'll see Dmitry a little bit later on. Oh, that was a long way off.
5-9.
Yeah, uncharacteristic there from Lubo. He's got a lovely, smooth, flowing backhands, but just overhit that one.
Yeah, and I'm expecting here that if there is an advantage that Pistej is going to have, it's going to be on the backhand-to-backhand diagonal.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Xue showing those. He's got some big backhands himself.
9-7.
Lovely play from Pistej. Just out-hit him in the end there.
Yeah. Xue forced back and came out with one good backhand fast, but the second one was very, very, almost impossible to hit very hard. So pinning Xue away from the table on the backhand would seem to be a place to try and get to.
9-8.
Yeah, absolutely. Xue made a great start, but Lubo's beginning to peg him back here. And you see Xue desperate to get his forehand in. Certainly has a terrific forehand, so he's trying to play that from the backhand corner as well as the forehand corner.
That's a beautiful backhand long from Pistej. Oh, he got him where he wanted him.
10.
I think he just took that one a little bit too late, that final forehand. That one was good. And then just let it drop a little bit.
Yeah, it just dropped on him, didn't it, before he got there. So difficult once that ball's dropped below the height of the net to pick it up.
9-10.
Yep. Because you can pick it up, open your angle to lift it more, but then, of course, it will just fly off the end. So the margin has to be just right. The timing, therefore, of the ball as it's coming to you has to be just right. And that was perfect timing from Xue. You see how he goes around to play his forehand and then across wide of Lubomir Pistej's forehand.
very quick on his feet, isn't he, Xue? He turns around quite late. I think he's going to play a backhand, and he suddenly appears there on the forehand side.
11-10.
Yeah, he does. He can think about moving around, but then get across wide of his forehand very quickly.
Pistej, 10-12.
Unlucky that one. That would have put Pistej back at 11-all. It was a backhand down the line. Well picked up there.
10-13.
Xue. What Pistej did there was serve, so the second bounce on the other side was just over the end of the table, forced the other person to lift it from just off the end and then attack. But it was pretty well dealt with there again from Xue. This time,
Xue,
Lubomir sees it
13-11.
coming, goes very, very wide to the forehand, too wide for Xue. So does Pistej have a chance? Should he use his double point ball in the first game? He can't use it when it's not his serve though, so he needs these. Oh, he'd need these 2 points and then he couldn't use it himself. So Pistej won't be able to use the double pointer in this game, whichever way it pans out.
It's very, sorry,
yes,
Colin. He has very effective serves, doesn't he? Xue, and then he shows it
Game,
again. Big kick on that
15-11
serve.
to
Yeah,
Xue
so a few
Liang.
return of serve problems for Lubomir Pistej. The last couple of points just going Xue's way. We thought for a moment it was going to be 11-all, but it wasn't. And 15-11 to Xue Liang of China. Getting some coaching. There's a very, very able Chinese delegation here, very expert in table tennis, and also sandpaper bat, blue bat table tennis is taking off, the ping pong form of the game in China, and they were getting good viewing figures on streaming video.
Well, terrific start from Xue. Lubo will be wondering what he can do to pull himself back. His problem he's got is that Xue's so quick,
Second
I think.
game,
So
Lubomir Pistej.
he doesn't give away that he's going to run round. So Lubo is almost forced into going wide to the forehand without knowing if he was going the other way
he's
or
waiting
not.
for it. Yeah, if he's waiting for it or not. So that's going to be a risk, and he might take a couple of failures. There we see the Chinese supporters.
Love.
It's great to be able to speak with them this morning and listen to a little bit more about their backgrounds. Chili Zhang, part of putting this together and part of putting together the scene in China.
Great variation,
Xue,
that, wasn't it?
love two.
That little rolled forehand made Xue stretch in front of himself, lift the ball up, and then banged it across to the other corner really hard.
Great change of pace from Pistej. Forehand to forehand.
Love 3.
Now there you could see at the end of that shot Xue's foot coming up. He was off balance, and that was what stopped him playing his forehand down the line with any effect. You've got to get yourself in position.
Pistej,
And the other player is
3-1.
constantly trying to force you out of position, wide, into the body, where you've got to get your body out of the way to play it. Just a little bit awkward there.
That's
And I was told this morning that Pistej was the favourite here because not only is he a really experienced
3-2.
sandpaper back player, he's been to the quarters and semis before, seeded 3 here for the championship, and he's in a top 100 in the world in table tennis. But if you look at Liang Xue as a table tennis player,
Xue,
he hasn't played for
3-all.
China, but the strength in depth is so strong. He plays in the Chinese Table Tennis Super League alongside Zhang Zhika, Chinese world champion player. And so I think if he could get in the Chinese team, he'd probably also be ranked about where
3-4.
Lubomir is. So from a table tennis point of view, they're well matched as well.
Pistej, 4-all.
Disappointed there. I think he felt that was a chance. The ball, it was right in a good position, just overhit it by a centimetre.
Yeah, and look out for Pistej's facial expressions and his body language. He tends to give away some of his emotion. Even in the big tournaments like the World
4-5.
Championships, he's not one to hide the way he feels.
That's
So as we get towards the end of this second game, we'll probably get the signals from Lubomir about
Xue,
how he's
5-all.
feeling at any moment. 5-all. I still think Pistej's backhand is stronger than Xue Liang's.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree,
6-5.
But unfortunately for Lubo, he has made a few errors with his backhand today, which we don't usually see. But yeah, I agree. He's got a beautiful backhand to watch. It's so free-flowing.
He's
He's got the weapons to do it. He just needs to get consistent with it. He's playing well, but he's not playing it quite at his peak. So towel down. 12 points gone in this game. Every 6 points they get to do a towel down. Have a think, get the perspiration off the hand as much as off the face.
6-7.
That's a big backhand from Xue that time. Pistej fell a little bit short, and Xue made the most of it.
There's world champion Yan supporting his compatriot. I think he looks very pleased with the way that he's dealing with this strong seeded, third seeded Pistej. So Pistej went away with $5,000 last year for getting to the semi-finals.
8-7.
That's in danger this year. Not a strong backhand, but again, Lubo just missing. So a couple of errors. He's only 1 point behind. I feel that Pistej gets it together, he will win the second and possibly the third. But the forehand of Liang is so strong. He played to the backhand. Liang saw it coming, went down the line. Beautiful shot from the Chinese player. So, uphill battle now for Pistej to stay in the tournament.
7-10.
Just not quite going for him at the moment, is it? Everything's missing by a centimetre or just catching the top of the net. He really needs to find the table a little bit more often, and now. Yeah, there's been about 3 or 4 unforced errors in the middle of this second game from Lubomir Pistej, and he knows that that's not good enough now. So, refocus. Playing against serve. Gets the serve back okay.
11-8.
A little bit more pressure from Lubo. Managed to make the shot, and that forced the error from Liang as he felt he had to go round and get his forehand in down the line again, but he missed it.
Double point ball.
So double point time. So Xue serving. If he wins this point, he gets 2. That will put him 13-8 up, and very, very difficult for Lubomir to come back. Lubomir also has a double point ball to come, but if they both use it and both win their points on it, it just pushes Xue Liang closer to the finishing line.
Pistej 8-13.
So brave, wasn't it? Such a big,
Pistej
obviously
ball.
double point. Ran round, hits a great, powerful forehand. Lubo with no option now but to use his, try and drag himself back into this one.
Yeah, using a double point ball, 2 points from defeat. Well, he's got 2 points, a cheapie.
10-13.
We saw that Xue Liang was giving Lubomir difficulty with the return of serve. That time, Lubo got a good serve in, and it was Xue Liang that couldn't return it. So, a point directly from serve on the double point ball, 10-13. Missed it again.
Xue 14-10.
This is not quite the Pistej that we saw last year that got to the semi-finals. Just a few too many mistakes.
Yeah, I'm sure that's partly down to the pressure that Xue's putting on him. If he doesn't hit a great shot,
11.
Xue's forehand is so strong, and he'll prepare to run around and play it to anything that Pistej doesn't hit hard.
So match point to Xue, and 4 points on the trot needed for Pistej. Can't do it.
Game.
Just leaning back on that one.
15-11.
Beautiful play from Xue Liang. He is beatable, but he wasn't beaten there. He's through
2 games to love.